right? So I can see that Mr. Pang have really, group. I mean, see how SRKK grow from small team, and then as a group, as Mr. Pang lives in also see how Mr. Pang expand his skill set and together right now as a CTO. So at this opportunity, any question you would like to ask Lipsin?
Looking back, I was, Lipson, what do you think has remained unchanged since you founded SRKK?
think I think yeah. Thanks for asking these questions. Now, what I think since the day one of SRKK, we have always want to stay hungry, and we always want to keep ourselves humble, no matter what we have achieved over time, and we always want to build ourselves, nurture ourselves, so that we are always smart in front of our customer, between the colleagues. So I think these are the three key ingredients of being in SRKK. Always being humble, staying hungry all the time, building new skill set, going deeper into what we already know, and helping, always want to help customer take the extra steps to help the customer with our best. And then always being smart, knowing each other, knowing our customers. So put ourselves in customer shoes, put ourselves in our partner shoes. Making sure that it will always be a win-win-win kind of business relationship, rather than just one side. Yeah. So I think that's how, as a company, we can sustain for a long time. Yeah.
But I also think that it's not just about all work and business only,
Yes,
right?
correct.
I think even to get as a company, as an organization, I think there's that. Like I said, I come back again to the bond that we have together with all the other colleagues and team members that we work with. I think SRKK stood up also for me. Like it's an extension of my own family. Right? I mean, of course, yes, I'm close to my family, but SRKK also, we built that bond and relationship to also work close to each other. Yes, there's always there's the occasional tensions or conflicts, but I think it's all in good faith, like.
Yeah.
It's all in good faith.
I think that's the best thing about being in SRKK. I think we trust each other so well that even when we have heated discussion, when we have sort of raised our voice sometimes, we all understand that this is for the better of our business together. And I think that is something very, very comforting to know that we have over the years built that kind of trust among our team. Yeah.
I agree with that. So me personally, as a head of marketing, I also have an opportunity to engage with different stakeholders, not just CEO, CTO, CSO. Especially, one thing I can say that when doing transform, this is the times that we can see all the SRKKians work very hard as a company to showcase our teamworks, our solutions. Of course, transform for us is an annual conference that we want to showcase every year. Is because you want to let everyone know that how not just only want to let everyone know that SRKK is capable. We also want to let the public to know that what is the technology right now we have. What is the solution we have, like from very fast. I just with SRKK 2 years, right? Not 2 years. Okay, it seems like a long time ago, but it's 2 years, almost 2 years.
Only 2 years, huh?
Correct. So when I joined, AI just starts, right? Then now become agentic AI. Okay. So this brings me another topic, Mr. Pang. So we just talk about small group, then growth, teamworks, right? So I think the beginning of the SRKK is starting from the technology suppliers, right? So right now we are more like a strategy business advisor. So this is how we have, this kind of podcast. We have transform, right? So how we evolve from supplier to the business advisor.
Okay. I mean, yes, the SRKK. I mean, I wasn't there, when the company started, business. But back then I was told that we're studying in hardware trading, the kind of devices and all the other, IT-related hardware that most businesses still need to
Printer.
procure. Yeah, printer,
Modem.
modem. Oh, you see, things that probably younger generation don't really hear the modems, modems and all this.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate to have seen all this evolution of different IT technology. So back then, of course, that's how we started, business and providing value to customers. But I think over time, we also see the shift in customers' expectations in a business partnership. Right? We no longer felt that we can provide value. So I think the key word here is how we can provide customer value. Yeah, trading hardware is one, but still at the end of the day, the value here is just money and price. Right? It could be, over time, people expect that yes, for customer loyalty, it's a bit of, should provide better discounts, other additional value services that to lay on top of whatever that we are trading. It's always increasingly challenging over the passing years to provide that same value proposition. And we see that customers then feel that as the technology evolves, becomes more sophisticated, using even hardware even becomes more challenging. And then comes in now, when the era also moved from just your basic client server computing, moving to mobile, moving to the cloud, now introducing AI, technology moves so fast, and customer always felt the need that they need a partner, a real strong partner to help them navigate through all these technology eras, right? How we can right size fit the solution for them, advising them what to look at, helping them on cost optimization. All this is part and parcel of providing customer value, right? And when we make customer happy, I think naturally, the business side of things just falls in place.
I think over time we have because we always stay very grounded as a technology service provider, solution provider. We always stay very grounded, and we always on top of the technology curve. So because of that, we find that when we share this technology development trends with our clients through all these seminar that we have conducted, conference later on, we see that customers is very happy. For one, Wayne's father used to be my audience in the seminar that we held. So I think through all this engagement with the client, we see that the clients love to learn from us. And because of this constant interaction, the trust was being built, and the customer over time trusted our advice. And so we thought slowly, we should develop our advisory consulting sort of service before they actually make the purchase. So from public education like seminar and workshops that we conduct, to one-on-one kind of a technology consulting, and then to trying to sort of develop a proposal, a whole system solution proposal, to actually implementation. I think that is our journey that we have done on and on with many of our customers over the years. And I think that helps to develop confidence, customer confidence in us. And I think, and I think it's because of that allow us to continue to build our consulting practice.
Yep.
And to add, I think this kind of value creation also allows us to capture the larger market. I mean, yes, in the past we started with engaging with small, medium businesses, and eventually managed to even rise up the value chain to capture the larger enterprises here in Malaysia. So perhaps also maybe the business can also chip in more on how we involve those customer base.
Yeah. In fact, actually, many of our customers, we grow with our customers.
Yeah.
As much as we grow, we see that customer is growing with us. I remember we had one customers. They were operating from a small factory in Shah Alam. So we start by selling them some at first computer, then help them to acquire an ERP system, and then revamp the whole network and so on. And then today, after 25 years, they are still working with us. You know, we have gone through so many evolutions of technologies from, I remember from don't know what kind of email system to a Microsoft SBS small business server, and then later on we moved them to cloud, and then you know when we embark on the data and AI practice, you know, they are almost our first customer to work with us on this data and AI projects. So, you know, we grow with customer, and sort of customer also like help us to grow. Yeah, I think that kind of journey with our customer is something that I thought is a very fulfilling experience.
Yep.
Yeah, in building this company. And I think people who works in SRKK, you know, all of us feel very happy to see, you know, that both of us are growing together. Yeah.
Agree. Right.
Yeah.
So feel very fresh for me, had an opportunity to, sit down together with Lip Sin to talk about his vision and how customer grow from 25 years ago, or FYI 25 years ago, I'm still paying sand. Alright. So I think these are things that why also bring us to another topics, right? I think we have a lot of recurring business throughout the years. I think one of the things is, I think Lip Sin you mentioned about from hardware, then we grow customer together, work together. I mean, employees also grow together, like Mr. Pang, right? There's a CTO as SRKK. So, in your opinions, what for whole process like long-term relationship with the customer, and I think this also brings to why so important to have technology, today technology landscape to have some sort of recurring revenue is so important in terms of like SRKK. I think, what is your opinion?
I think the recurring business is an evolution of all the past say business models of how IT has been conducted. I think in the past, as I shared earlier, when we do infrastructure projects, right? This involves maybe a lot of acquisition of hardware, software, and also manpower to install, assemble, and deliver. And when we do these projects, yes, it can be very seasonal because companies usually set aside a budget, they plan the budget the year before, then only when the time comes, then yes, they execute as per the budget, right? And sometimes there's a lot of rigidity or not so flexible to adjust, because again, technology, if you think about it, whatever that you plan today, by within months or even today in less than in weeks, technology has evolved again another step, right?
Yep.
So in a way, you're investing your money to buy something that is really obsolete. By the time you go ahead and acquire it. So then the reoccurring income, the reoccurring model then shifts the whole fundamentals of IT as more agile, right? Pay as you go, or not deploy, in fast sprints, right? And the reoccurring model allows both us as a partner, a vendor partner, to also be able to sustain and to deliver those quality services and the most up to date. Who doesn't want to have the most up to date technology, right? In most cases, the most up to date is either more efficiency, better performance, and we also know cost of technology always gets. I would say the cost of acquiring technology gets lower over time for a similar type. And whatever that you own today, even in technology, by the time in a few months' time, you have added new features for the same price. So that recurring model allows the customer to have that sense of being able to keep up at least near on par with technology trend. And of course, it also requires us as a vendor partner to help the customer to really adopt. That's where the part that we talked about earlier, having the trusted advice, being the trusted advisor and consultant with the customer to help them to select the right technology, help them to adopt it, and more importantly, also to unlock the potential of their business using the technology. No point investing in that technology if the business cannot reap the benefits of it. Yeah. So that's my thoughts about the recurring. Perhaps Lip Sin, you have any?
Well, I think talking about the recurring business, I think that's to the end user, to our customers, I think it's a very good value proposition. I remember in the past, to buy a enterprise grade email system or a document management system like SharePoint, it will require huge investment, probably hundreds of thousands for the many servers, with failover plus all the software. It will cost enterprise customer hundreds of thousands. But with the evolution of technology with SaaS model, company just have to pay $8, $10 every user.
More predictable.
Very predictable expenditure, operation OPEX, as compared to a huge CAPEX at the beginning. And as compared to the CAPEX, every few years, people need to do a refresh. And that's another huge investment. And sometimes machines fail and whatnot, the system will go down. Maybe because you have not invested enough on failover and things like that. But when the business buy from a SaaS model, all this are being built in, all these infrastructures are being built in, and because they have the economy of scale, Microsoft in this case have the economy of skills, we are able to use it at a very low price. And that is something that we cannot imagine, in those days when SaaS wasn't around. And so to the business, to me, it is a very, very good value proposition to ride on a SaaS model. And that's the reason why today many companies can use the enterprise grade solutions. For us as a technology service provider, a managed service provider, I think what is good for us is that then our revenue is very predictable. Every month, although we collect a few dollars from every of our customers, but it adds up over time. And so as a business, I think it makes our income very predictable over time. And because the technology is very standardized, we can train our engineer. We can make sure our engineers are all have a certain level of skill set, and we can be very good at managing all these technologies that we are serving our customers. So customer experience will be very good. Our capability is being elevated, and our engineers resources are very confident in doing what we can do, and so we are able to provide a very good service to our clients. So overall, I think both our customers and ourselves as a service provider, we're happy together.
Yeah, catch the words Microsoft, right?
Yeah.
So Microsoft. So when talk about SRKK, I think a lot of our long-term customers know is SRKK customer. SRKK and Microsoft have very good relationships. We are the Microsoft centrics, and Mr. Pang is considered one of the part of Microsoft. Internally, we even say Mr. Pang is part of Microsoft, right? So I have one questions from Mr. Pang, right? So from recurring business, you also understand that Microsoft got a lot of the, solutions, and right now, Microsoft also recently announced, right, a USD of 2.2 billion investment, right, in AI and cloud infra in Malaysia.
Okay.
What does it mean from business and for SRKK, from your point of view?
So this 2.2 billion USD investment from Microsoft, I think you're probably referring to the setup of the data center region here in Malaysia. Something that has always been on the wish list for many of the customers here in Malaysia. And what the number one thing that helps business to look at from the value proposition from this investment is now that when the data center here is in Malaysia, data residency is guaranteed. You can keep it here. The data residency is guaranteed. Many businesses here still feel the concern to be using public clouds solely because they are worried on their data security. Once the data goes into a public cloud, it's not everyone necessarily knows how best to manage the data in the cloud so that it doesn't, go out. And even for some regulated industries here in Malaysia, there's also some restrictions to make sure that the data must still reside here in Malaysia. So Microsoft, after hearing all this feedback, all right, from both partners like ourselves and also from the customers themselves, understood that yes, data residency is a very big concern, and since Malaysia is also becoming a hotbed for data center investments, right? Because we have all the necessary components, power, cooling, all right, water, and more importantly, land, right? We have abundance of affordable land, right, with good skilled labor here to also manage the data centers. Right? So all these different components come together to help Microsoft justify that yes, 2.2 billion, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, right? To help improve our economy, create jobs, hundreds of thousands of jobs will be created to build up this data center infrastructure, right? And as I said, the business will benefit from data residency, but also at the same time, when the data center is much closer to the business here in Malaysia, means you have lower latency, which translates to better performance, all right? And when the data center is here, local help is available. Without that local help or support, I think it's also not. It's also important to help the business grow, because even though you can tap in the data center's capabilities, then you still need to know how to sustain and support yourself. And last but not least, as Microsoft puts all these investments, it shows that the confidence in Malaysia and the business here to want to adopt the latest and greatest technologies, including today. Yeah. So I see that businesses are able to tap, on all these different capabilities to really grow their business, to expand, to do things that perhaps they can imagine. It's just left to the imagination. There's no boundaries, right? Today, globalization is a real thing. Business can capitalize on, data centers, the investment that Microsoft has made, as a stepping stone to the global world, because Microsoft also has many other data center regions globally. Get connected to one, you get connected to all of them, right? It's just a matter of how you want to scale, right? Scale your business, and with the right partner, it can happen.
Right. I think as a Microsoft partner, having a Microsoft data center is very good for us, and also for our customer. Of course, for our customer, because then their data is in Malaysia, so it takes a lot of compliance issues away. So, but what is it? So, why is having a Microsoft data center in Malaysia so important for SRKK? I think that's 2.2 billion is to build the data center, and now that the construction phase is over, whose job is it to fill up the data center? I think it's our job. Now, actually, it is our job to help our customers to bring in, to sort of start adopting all the best technology that Microsoft provide, and to help them to improve their efficiency. So really, after the construction phase, now that the data center is running, it is really our show now to help to fill up all the data center capacity. And I think there are not many Microsoft partners in Malaysia who can do this end to end. I think for SRKK, we are certified in all 6 solution designate of Microsoft. So I think we are one of the very few who can do that together with our customer, from adopting the modern work to getting moving their servers, on-premise server to cloud, and even to modernize some of their legacy apps, and then to automate all their workflows, and then ingest with AI, and improve their fragmented data into a Microsoft Fabrics, and then then making sure that all these technologies that the customer is using are tightened with the right security level. Make sure that all the data are always secure. See, all these things that that a company will require is something that we as a service provider, as a consultant, can help our clients with. So I think that sort of excites me a lot. You know, with this 2.2 billion investment by Microsoft, now is our show.
Now it's our show.
Yeah.
Right.
So we highly encourage, you know, customers to come reach out to us and also other Microsoft partners to really tap into this opportunity, right? To really embark on their own AI transformation.
Yes.
Right. It's a trend that I don't think businesses can afford to ignore and not ride the wave today. Otherwise, again, if you're not going with AI, not riding AI wave, I think that, many of the other competitors will definitely take advantage of AI and, you know, grow even further and leave, you know, the other party behind. Yeah. So definitely all these data centers investments, very exciting times. Also, we are always thinking of better ways to how to tap into the potential of AI, help our customers to realize that. And that strong relationship working with Microsoft allows us also to access their expertise, right? As part of our learning growth, our learning journey. Learning never stops. I think this is probably something that I always thought that after you finish uni, you don't have to study anymore. Yeah, but actually the reality is in our industry, and that's probably what makes it not so boring.
Yes.
Changes are always there, right? And the pace of changes comes so fast. In the past, we will see that once a year you will hear updates.
Yeah.
Now it's coming down like every other day, right? You hear new updates about all the technologies changes, and all involves data centers. Everything is about data centers.
Yeah, just a Chinese old idiom, 活大佬学到老. So I think it's IT industry, not only just our CEO or our CTO, same goes to the marketing side. Different campaigns we need to learn. It's very, very fast moving.
Yeah.
Right. And this is the thing that where I think SRKK do very good in is we willing to share and engaging with the customer and also internal staff. We have different knowledge base like CTO.
I think it's in our DNA. No, I think it's in SRKK DNA is that we are always very motivated to keep on top of the technology trend. Every time when we heard about new things, like not too long ago, just I think about pandemic times, you know, we heard that there's this thing called Teams. Then we get the whole company to start using Teams, whether like it or not. Throw away whatever, you know, the technology before. We just say everybody go use Teams, and then I think then the pandemic hits, and we thought, wow, it's so good that we have Teams. and so I think we are always on the on top of the technology curve. Yeah, and I think that sort of give us a lot of, I think most of us in SRKK sort of it really keep us awake, and I think that's how we always keep ourselves very hungry all the time.
Yeah. Right. So other than technologies, you know, AI, I think this is the topics, right? So in beyond the implementing AIs, right? SRKK also developing its own AIs, right? Develops AI solutions and IP, right? So why is this importance from SRKK, and why is so important to, you know, Malaysia across the ASEAN?
Okay. At least why is it important to us as SRKK? I think from a business perspective, right? I think we earlier said that we started trading, so that's considered just a simple transaction.
Yeah.
So profitability is not necessarily very high because you only earn that margin of markup, you know, from
the price differentiation
from just trading hardware. It's a simple transaction. Then as we move up the value chain, right, when we can engage in project-based engagements, so we're going to add again our ability to deploy, to, like I said, services to deploy, to assemble, to configure. So that adds additional margin or profitability to our business, right? And now in the reoccurring phase, right, recurring income, that means now we are able to provide managed services, the one step up above the value chain, where we then have that reoccurring scope of work that we always continue to deliver to help customers to support the technology that they have invested in, you know, to help them, you know, support, adopt, even grow the technology. Okay, last but not least, of course, the highest profitability is if any business can develop their own IP, right, or branding. So in this case, for IP, then we want to take what we have learned over the years, right? We have seen, we have engaged with so many different customers, in so many different industries. We have the knowledge, we have improved our domain knowledge in some of these industries. Therefore, we can look at creating repeatable offers. So keyword here is using the IP to create repeatable offers so that we can go at scale, automate even the delivery of this with less human involved. All right. So development IP is therefore helps us to grow this part of the business profitability. On the other hand, of course, for our customers, I see it from my point of view is the customers can see the evolution, the capability that we have evolved over time from just selling, to reading, installation guides and helping them to install, right? Then to be able to, provide the consistent, reliable service, as managed services. Now we're able to create new offers, all right, and innovate. The keyword here is to innovate and disrupt how perhaps, some customers would think that, look, my business process today is only A to Z. Can't be a better way to do this, right? But through our IPs, and we hope to reinvent the customer's way of thinking to say that now, instead of doing A to Z, step by step, this is where technology comes in to even help take away, steps B, C, D, F, and you just do A and Z. All right, everything in between, technology can take away and make it more efficient, less error, less human error involved, all right, and even better profitability for the customers. All right, it's no point that we only benefit. Let's say really it has to be a win-win for everyone. All right. So when we invest in all this, developing this IP, and of course Microsoft is so stepping us to realize some of the challenges that we face in developing our IPs, right? Because we know our customers best, and we know when we develop this IP, it has that better fit in our customers' environment. And those loyal customers that have stayed with us over the years, they can see that as we introduce all these new IPs or this new repeatable offers, you can see the value that we will help to bring to their business. That's how I see it.
Interesting.
I think building our own IP is good as compared to just doing project work. See, when customer buy an outcome from us, so we will go and develop a certain bespoke or customized system for them. Many times, it is that system that we help them to develop is what they can imagine. Maybe the customer do not know many things. So from many of the systems that we build for our many customer, we sort of put them together and develop and productize those things that we have developed for our clients. So we basically take the best of the best knowledge from the different customers, and we put into a product that meets almost all the customers' requirements and needs.
And most cases also we use it ourselves as customer zero.
And we also use it. Yeah, that's true.
If we don't use it ourselves, even our customers cannot be confident that they are able to use it.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's something in SRKK that we do very well is we always eat our own sort of dog food. Every time when we want to sell things to people, we first use it for ourselves, and then we can share our experience with our customer. I think that's something that that's why customer can sort of trust us very well in that sense. Yeah. So coming back on the building our own IP, I think is very good because we built a system where we can sell repeatedly. I think compared to just building once for a specific customer, I think customer do not have to pay as much for the bespoke system. So now customer pay less, and then we can sell. We can just build one time and sell many times. So we make a better profit margin. Yeah.
And also as an IP, I think perhaps I'll add on a bit more. Even we ourselves feel proud of our own IP, right? Our team members, they are willing to be, they're better motivated. No, this is ours. All of us had a hand in creating this IP together.
True.
Right? It's not the outcome of just one person thinking of. It's not me alone. Everyone has contributed to the creation of the IP, and everyone wants to also grow with the IP. right? And also that would leads to our own, hopefully eventually our own brand identity, right? SRKK will be known for all these different repeatable IPs that we develop. Just like everyone knows all the famous brands, Microsoft. We also one day want to stand almost as tall as Microsoft.
Well say. From marketing perspective, this is the correct direction, definitely. But not much time, but I would like, since it's very precious, right, to have Mr. Pang and Lipsin to sit down together. So I give you 5 more minutes, right? I give you to ask Lipsin 3 questions about fun facts.
Fun facts.
Maybe I can ask Lipsin. I think I can ask 3 questions. Fun fact about.
Fun fact. Lipsin, what do you think is the one word that defines SRKK?
Wow, one word that defines SRKK.
One phrase, not even this. One phrase, that's fine.
I always thought that we always provide right and timely solutions. And I thought I still hold that very close with me. Everything that we do not want to oversell. So we always want to provide the right and timely. Because technology evolves so fast, I will not want to sell something that is overkill for our clients. So I thought that's something that is still very close to me, right and timely solutions.
Take note, CTO.
Don't oversell, cannot oversell.
Second question.
Second question. Being a business leader yourself, what's the one lesson that you can share with everyone that you think it's an important lesson to share with after 20 years or more than 25 years in the business?
One lesson. I think the one lesson that I would like to share is that because the business environment evolves so fast,
yes.
You don't know when is the next pandemic, or you don't know when's the next meltdown of stock market and whatever. I think we need to always keep ourselves hungry and always willing to listen and to always improve ourselves so that we are better version of ourselves tomorrow. So I really believe on that 1% compounded interest. Every day, if I can improve myself 1%, and over a period of time, I'll be a lot better than my previous self.
Okay.
So yeah.
Oh.
All right. Okay.
Right.
I don't understand you have one last question, but I think good conversation for both parties lah. So I want to take the last question.
Okay.
This is for both of you lah.
Ah.
All right. So I think from founder, from employee, senior employee, and then consider quite new in SRKK, right? So one things that you guys excited about in the next 5 years, from you's perspective and from founder's perspective, what thing you are excited for the next 5 years?
Go first.
Wow, I think I'm very excited about this AI thing. Many things that I don't know how to do, I cannot do, I dare not try. I think because of AI, I am able to do it now. So I think there are many things that I dare not do, cannot do, don't know how to do. Is now with the availability of AI, I can do it now, and without having to spend a lot of money. So I think I'm very excited about what's going to come in the next 5 years because of this AI evolutions.
How about Mr. Bang?
Mine. Related to AI, but I think that I think everyone's probably recently heard about the recent SpaceX IPO.
Yes.
Mega IPO.
Yes.
IPO. I think I very much like to see in the next 5 years, the boundaries of where we're going to go beyond our frontier. Today, maybe a lot of people think our frontier is our planet. I think I kind of like the idea that SpaceX is exploring the frontier beyond just our planet
Mars.
and Mars. And definitely a lot of technology is going to be involved, including AI. Definitely AI, right? Whether or not they're going to send robots or at least some automated humanoid, with at least some level of intelligence to be the pioneer to scout ahead, right? To scout ahead.
Yeah.
Right, then I see that this kind of pushing the boundaries, going to the extreme frontier like this, really pushes how we're going to further look at technology, to increase our pace of, developing technology, in researching the technology. And I can say, I think we're living in exciting times, and it's beyond imagination today. What I see in sci-fi, science fiction movies, or when I read science fiction books,
Very true.
I was much younger, right? More than 40 years ago, and I always thought that it will remain, imagination. Like, wow, the day when I can, you can talk to so-called artificial human. You have all this now assistant doing work for you, all right? Flying cars, whatever you can dream of, right? Or even now, we hear going to the moon. Now people not saying no going to the moon anymore. Going beyond. The next thing, probably within the next decade or so, we see visiting another solar system, another galaxy. Who knows? Exciting times, and I think technology has always been my passion, and I've always wanted to see how far technology can go.
Yeah, I'm so glad that I'm an electrical engineer.
Right, maybe I ask myself also, so how I see for the next 5 years. As a working level, of course, the next 5 years, I hope that I can grow together with SRKK, with the leaders like, founders, like CEO and Mr. Pang, right? Grow together. So I think the slogan of us is called BAI, Be Ahead. So I think no matter you are customers, you are vendors, or you are just first time seeing us, this is SRKK, right? So we position ourselves with AI leaders in Malaysia and across the ASEAN in the future. All right, this is the reason why we want to be AI, be ahead. All right. So once again, thank you everyone for join us for this episode 2 podcast. Looking for our SRKK episode 3. All right. Again, my name is Kiefer Chow. Together with me today is founder of SRKK, Lipsy, and our CTO. All right. So see you guys next episode. Right.
Thanks,
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. All right.